So I've got a trip coming up soon. I'm leaving Ecuador and heading back to Europe for a bit. And today I was thinking about how I tend to plan things now, or not even plan, just kind of let things unfold, I guess. And I was thinking about how that relates to potentially your journey if you're thinking about leaving the US, but you're just like, where does one even start? Right? It's not an overnight thing. It's a process that kind of um you don't have to put hard timelines on it. It can just kind of unfold. So let me tell you a little bit about how I go about travel planning now, usually. Um, if I'm somewhere where I know that I have a hard deadline, like I have to leave by a certain date, usually 90 days, then I'm usually pretty happy for the first month, chilling the second month, but already starting to think about leaving. And then that last month is like, okay, throughout the 30 days, I need to get some logistics in order. Ecuador, where I'm at now, is a bit different because I do have a visa, which I keep coming back to renew. So I get up to 2 years in the country. So there's not that same expiration date kind of pressure, which to me, as I was thinking about it today, applies to you probably if you're living in the States and thinking about leaving, right? There's not a hard deadline. You don't have to be out by a certain time. But at the same time, if you keep thinking about it and thinking about it and not doing anything, then 10 years from now, you'll still be living in the States. So I wanted to compare the 2. So with me right now, Ecuador, I could just stay here for a while. I don't have to leave. But I've been here for almost 3 months, and for me, it's a feeling. It just kind of it's this bit of a knowing, an intuition. It's time to go. It's time to go. And usually that'll start. For me, this has started about 3 weeks ago. I knew I was going, I just didn't know when. It was like, okay, maybe mid-February-ish. So there's that first knowing, which you may be experiencing right now. You're just kind of, maybe I want to leave. Maybe it's time to go. Maybe, right? So it's kind of like the maybe phase. And then it gets a little more crystallized. And I start to think about, okay, where am I going? So what I will usually start to do is just some research, but it's not a must, like I have to book things right away. It's just kind of like, well, maybe let me look here. Maybe I'll look for places here, and maybe I'll look at flights just to see what they're about. But I rarely book right away anything. It's usually like I need another week or two of time just thinking about like, yeah, okay, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? And then, during that time, I just keep feeling more and more like, okay, it's getting closer to time to go, closer to time to go, but I don't have anything yet. And then, like yesterday, I woke up and I booked my flight. It was just weird. It's just like today is like it's time. And I looked and it was funny because flights were cheaper than they'd ever been when I looked before. So it's just like, okay, thanks, intuition. I got it. So I booked the flight. But that can also be compared to your journey leaving the States because you don't have to have everything in order. Usually it's just getting that like one step and then everything starts to roll from there. So I have my flight. I don't have anywhere to stay yet. I don't have anywhere to any plans on what I'm doing once I get there, all that stuff. And again, this comes from 8 years of traveling so far, I'm a lot more comfortable with that. I'll get it together. But the flight is great because now I have a concrete date. So then I know what dates I need accommodation and I can start to plan things further out from there. But to be fair, I did mean to book accommodation today, but you know what? Work got away from me. It's been a busy day. That can wait. But it's putting those steps one thing after another. And I talked about this in an earlier video, but it really is just booking the flight. Or, you know, I know that moving your whole life, if you're, transitioning out of living in the States for good, there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. But something that may be kind of a little bit lesser, but equally important is instead of booking the flight, if you're just like, listen, I got a house, I got a job, I got dogs, I got all kinds of stuff, like, okay, but pick a date. Even if you're not booking the flight, go ahead and pick a date of like, I'm going by this date. You don't have to book the flight yet, but just get something concrete in your mind so the wheels can start turning and that you can sort of start to kind of just do that kind of slow kind of approaching the move. It may be, okay, let me look at a storage unit. It may be, let me just start doing some research on places that I want to go. And maybe let me start looking at the weather in different places. If I'm going to be somewhere, I want to be somewhere with good weather that I like. Everybody. I have a friend who loves the cold, so like we're opposites. But like, pick a place with weather that you like. You may want to do some currency. Take a look at the currency. And I guess I would stress just like you don't have to have everything planned down to a T. You can pick a place and do some research on it. But you don't have to save all that research. You don't have to, kind of gather a whole bunch of stuff. You can just kind of look at something and think about it, let it percolate, and then decide if you really want to get serious and then organize all that. And I think of that with where I'm at right now. Like I'm looking at I know the city I'm going to in Spain. I know a few of the neighborhoods. I know that I want to be right by the beach, and that's kind of it. And then it's kind of I did some research into neighborhoods and then I left it for like a week. And I'm like, okay, I kind of got these options and then going back in to actually make a decision. Obviously, it's a lot easier with one suitcase. If you're packing up your whole life to leave, it's going to be a lot more. But I just thought about those parallels today and wanted to share that. Like, it does not have to be this super, super intense thing. It is a journey. I think that a lot of people probably thought when I picked up and left that, wow, she just up and did that. And it was not like that. It had been in process for a long, long time. And even my journeys now, friends will be like, "Oh, you're leaving. Wow, so soon." And it's like, well, I've known for a bit that it was time to go, and I've just kind of let things percolate and let myself figure out where I want to go, what I want to do next, and where I want to be. So good luck with your journey.